Hello, and welcome to today's Wednesday Wellness Workshop. I'm Vicki Whipking, your host, and I am super happy to have you here today. Let me tell you, the topic today is always been one of my passions, and it's so crucial, self-care. And I know we hear a lot about self-care and stuff like that, but I'm really going to pare it down for you today so that you know exactly what you need to be doing to feel great every day. And it doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be monumental. It just needs to do, you just need to do the right things and make them count. All right, so let's get going here. And I just love this little girl who's sitting on her little flower mat, and she's just got everything suspended in perfect balance. And really, I mean, that is the kind of the trick, right? Is to not just get things done, but to like hold your space and hold your world in a way that is balanced and flowing and not stressful. So let's get to it. First up, I just want to share just a little bit about me. So yeah, I'm probably just like you. There's really nothing, just because I do some holistic stuff or whatever, I'm not perfect. I'm not overly strict. I'm a writer. I'm a teacher. I love to play outdoors. I try not to take anything too seriously, although sometimes it's hard, myself especially. And I love working with women who want to make huge changes in their lives. I love it when women come in, and usually it's because something has happened and the stakes got escalated, the stress got escalated, and they really, really, really needed to make a huge change. That is one of the best places to be. It kind of sucks because it's emotional, it's stressful, it's draining physically. But when you can get to that place where you have to surrender and be like, okay, what I've been doing up to this point is not working in so many areas. Usually we have like one really great area in our life that we rock, whether it's like work or being a mom or working out or our hobby or something. And then the rest of it, we're just sort of like feeling like we're going to lose control of it. It's going to spin out of control. Well, I just help my clients really embrace and cultivate their best selves. It doesn't matter where you're going or what you're doing. You have an amazing potential within you. And I can help you stop listening to that voice that always comes in and sabotages it, right? So just real quick, if you're not familiar with me or what I do, I've always been interested in alternative health and wellness. About 10 years ago, I graduated from an energy healing school. That was a 4-level program. And I've also taken numerous other trainings with flower essences and meditation and chakra work. And oh goodness, I could go on and on and on. And so I started a wellness practice, and I really noticed how women specifically needed help in their daily lives, not just on the physical level, but on emotional and psychological levels as well. So that's why I created a bunch of the tools that I use in my practice with my clients, because it's a huge privilege. I mean, I really want to give everything that I can to be able to help the clients that come to me lead healthy, productive, happy lifestyles. And I can definitely help you do the same. All right, so today's topic, Self-Care 101, the basic routines that make your day awesome. And if you think, oh, basic, oh, routines, well, I got those. I know that. Let me tell you, I'm going to put it together for you in a different way, in a way that you have not encountered before. And before we get really into it, If you haven't already, turned your phone off and set it aside, and then maybe shut the door in whatever room you're in, or put your headphones in, let your family know, or tune in while you're in a coffee shop or something, and you can just be present with yourself. That is the greatest gift you can give to your health and well-being, is being present for yourself in whatever moment. So you see this little girl right here, she is not handling it all so well. She's doing similar things than the other person was here in this previous image, like similar stuff, but they're going about it in very different ways. One is present, calm, centered, just dealing with it effortlessly. And this gal here is frantic, hectic, not probably doing a great job with any of it, just trying to like handle it all at once. So bring it down to the focus of the moment. So tune in and stay tuned. So what are you guys going to learn today? We're going to figure out why having strong self-care routines are crucial to your success in business, your success in your relationship, your success as a parent, your success personally, all of it. Self-care is huge. And these self-care routines that I talk about are easier to pull off than you think. I want you to figure out how to get motivated to take great care of yourself, because you know you're supposed to do these things. And everybody wants to be motivated. But until you really figure it out, the real reasons, you're not going to do any of this. Or you're going to do it halfway, or you're going to say, oh, I tried that, but you really didn't stick it out for any length of time. We're going to figure out how to decide what practices for you are simply non-negotiable in your daily routine. And yeah, I'm going to share a little bit about what I do and how I get going every day and how I keep it going every day, even when maybe sometimes you feel like it's going to all spin off out of control. And then by the end of this workshop, you're going to have a simple method to build your ideal schedule. Done and done. All right. So if I've been, saying a few things here and you're kind of like, well, I don't know how a little morning routine is going to, get me to be successful. What does this person know? Like, what does she do all day long? Well, I've tried to do morning routines before and I've failed. I'm not that type of person. And, if these are all just going to be basic scheduling things, I'm so out of here. That's okay if you're having a little resistance at this point. Most of the time when you are being pushed to make a change in your life, to have that massive transformation, you kind of don't want to do it at first. You kind of are like, oh no, I don't want to get into the cold water. Well, that's all right. The cool thing about that is the more you feel this kind of thing come up for you, it's like, for me, sometimes it's like in my gut, it kind of just comes up and it kind of seizes you and you're like, oh my gosh, this is important. What? I don't think I can do this. Oh my gosh. Whenever resistance comes up, that power that's making you go, what, is actually the power that will transform you once you, kind of get on the other side of it. So I ask you to just stick with me, keep an open mind and an open heart, and know that you can change. Just a couple of months ago, I had a woman on a webinar like this. I don't know if it was this exact one, where she had no more hope left. She was just like, I feel like my health issues are going to run my life. I don't feel like I can deal with them. I don't feel like I'm got much to live for at this moment. And that was just a couple months ago. And she has been working with me and has had success on several levels of her health, of just tracking things with her health. And I'm just thrilled. And she has literally, transformed, like, her blood sugar work, for one thing. She was tracking her blood sugar for diabetes, and it's coming up great every morning. And she's like, this hasn't happened for a long, long time. She had huge resistance at first. She didn't think she could do it. And now she says she's no longer hopeless. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's fantastic. On top of all of the, she's walking more and she's sleeping better and her blood sugar's great. And she doesn't mind being, a vegan, and it's fine now for her health, and all of these things that weren't working for her before she started working with me and getting past this resistance. So I can help you with that. All right. So yeah, what is so important about a routine? Who cares? Now you see this gal here with her clipboard and checklists. If you were treating your lifestyle, your self-care habits, your routines, your input to your own health and well-being, if you treated it like it was your job, I think you'd have some checklists and some systems and some strategies and some routines and some oversight and some checking up on things, and you'd be thinking like a boss. But our self-care, so often we just push it to the side and say, oh, I'll get to it later. And it never actually happens until it's too late. And then we're like, oh my gosh, I'm way behind on this. Because routines make you successful. When you know what day it is and what you need to do and how to show up for it and how to dress for it, and you've got the tools and you've done it a few times and it feels normal, that's that. That's that. So you got to give it a little effort. You're not just going to be brilliantly healthy without a little effort. And I want you to apply that across the board, body, mind, and spirit. This isn't just about your physical appearance. This isn't just about, how you think about things. It's all of it, all of it. Because what's the alternative? If you don't have a routine, you're making choices all day long. If you don't have a plan set up ahead of time, you are using up your capability for making great decisions with every choice you make, from the moment you get up to the moment that you go to bed. You have a certain amount of decision-making capabilities. And if you use up all of your decision-making capability early in the day on stuff like, what should I eat for breakfast? By the time you get to 4 p.m., you're just going to be making bad decisions. There have been many studies that look at decision fatigue and burnout. And as soon as you get to that decision fatigue, you start acting impulsively, making bad choices, or doing nothing. Are you with me on that? You know what it's like. You come home and you've just been like exhausted from the day. You didn't even know how you had the energy to even make it through the day. And now you have to decide what to make for dinner. Screw it, we're having pizza. Which isn't the worst thing in the world, by the way. I mean, why do you think that, like, Steve Jobs wore the same thing every day? Tell me what he wore. You know what he wore every day. Jeans and a black turtleneck. Every day. Zuckerberg, he wears jeans and a gray t-shirt. Every day. When you put on a uniform every day, you become that. That's one decision that is taken care of. And the same way, like Tim Ferriss, he eats the same meal for breakfast every day. So he doesn't have to think about it. Just make sure it's, a good choice. So yeah, let's not get to decision fatigue. I mean, some of us are so far past that already that you'd have to back it up quite a bit. We need routines, morning, afternoon, and evening routines, definitely. They keep you from being too exhausted, and they save your energy for the decisions that count during the day. You're there for that. And, so what if you wing it, and you're still, kind of juggling things a little bit, sometimes you get off track, but like, if you just keep on doing what you're doing and just getting by and surviving, what are the consequences? In 3 months, if you, don't get on top of your laundry or yard work or schedule, what's going to happen? If you don't take care of your body, think about what's going on with your body today. Well, what's going to happen a year from now? 3 years from now, if you don't figure out how to really give yourself the best care possible. And I'm so glad that you are tuning in to this webinar, because if you've dreamed of getting that plan together, it's such a great time of year to like get your self-care in line. But you want it to be natural and easy. You want to feel like you've got this, right? And that it's not a struggle to eat healthy or to exercise or to sleep well. And you want to feel, above all, proud of your body, mind, and spirit. When people look at you and you just glow inside and out, and you're not tired, you don't have the bags under your eyes, and you look good because, you had a little extra time in your morning routine to actually put on mascara. Think about what that does for your career. Think about what that does for your family when you go to pick your kids up from school and you look like you got it going on and you're feeling great and you're happy to talk to people and nothing's a problem or a rush. Dreamy, right? Not so dreamy. Not so dreamy. Let's get into it. Let's get these strategies happening. All right, so first up, you have to determine your purpose. If you don't know why you need to be your best self every day, you won't be. Simple as that. You can't be your best unless you know why. So why? Why do you want to make these changes? Here's some suggestions. Maybe you have your own to kind of add, but I'm guessing that a reason why you want to be your best self every day is for your health, your self-esteem, for your family, for your kids, for your pets, for your spouse, for your parents. You want to be your best self every day so that you have a comfortable, organized, easy to maintain home, so that your work life feels like it belongs at work and doesn't, fudge itself all over the place. You want to be your best self when it's time to recreate. The last thing you want is to have a vacation plan and be so burned out that you can't even enjoy your vacation. Or when you go over to your friend's house for a dinner or something, that you actually feel great doing it and show up as your best self. Doing things like personal interests or taking me time. And then, obviously, life. Should I put that at the top? I don't know. Super good reasons why you need to be your best self. So let's figure it out here. What are the 3 biggest priorities in your life? Write them down. So for many of you, it's work or a work project of some sort. And then it's also a relationship probably, or different relationships, or a family. And then it's probably your health, fitness. I'll tell you what it's not, what your 3 biggest priorities are not. Consuming media is not your biggest priority. Going through the news and trying to know everything that's on, no. Streaming, binge watching, Not your biggest priority. It fits in there somewhere. And you can have some news, but you don't need hours and hours of it. What else is not a huge priority? Giving your time to things that don't really matter to you. Saying yes all the time to stuff just because, you did the fundraiser last year, so, we really need you again. What are the 3 biggest priorities in your life? That's what you need to focus on. Decide what matters. I mean, how do you feel on a daily basis? Are you feeling like her? I don't know. She looks kind of familiar. If you're feeling any of these every day, you're awesome. If you're feeling any of these on a daily basis, you're totally normal. So instead of one column, maybe we want to feel the other. Yeah, okay. I mean, there definitely are going to be days where you're some of both. It's a mixed bag. But what strategies can you adopt? And what reasons do you have for wanting to really be in that first column there? So you definitely need routines to make your life easy. Basic science. Because when you always have to keep deciding something, it's almost as if you're redoing it, relearning it. You don't get efficient at it if you're always scattered with something or only do it once in a while or don't really give it enough time to become part of you. So, what are those non-negotiables? Let me give you some hints. Nutrition and water. I mean, that's pretty high up on the list. Sleep and exercise. Yeah, if you're not getting enough of either of those, you're not feeling good, for sure. And it's like, yeah, I know all of this, but when I ask my clients specifically, how many calories are you consuming every day? Specifically, how many grams of fat are you eating? Specifically, how many ounces of water are you drinking? They have no idea. They say, oh, I'm pretty good. Well, what? How much? Give me a number. And nobody knows. When I say, oh, how's your sleep? How you doing on sleep? And they say, oh, pretty good. Hearing a pattern here? Oh, pretty good. Then I say, okay, well, specifically, how many hours do you get every night? Oh, maybe 6.5, but sometimes I go to bed too late. There's always when they start really investigating it, some way that it's not the story they tell themselves when they have to get real about it. Same thing goes for exercise. It's like, oh, I'm pretty good. Oh, well, I skipped the gym last week, Meditation and prayer. Those are pretty non-negotiable. I think most people in some way have some kind of faith practice or hopefully a quiet kind of alone time or thinking time, if it's not straight up meditation or prayer, although they help you to be your best self for sure. It doesn't have to be anything specific to any religion or anything. And then stress relief, family and friends, non-negotiables. I mean, you can't live without your family and friends. And you need to incorporate stress relief into your everyday routine. And when I say, what do you do for stress relief? To some of my clients, they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's a thing. You can reduce your stress. You can actively do things to keep stress out of your energy field. It's quite lovely once you get the hang of it. Work, responsibilities, definitely. We have lives to run, we have businesses to run, we have organizations that we're parts of. And then, of course, you have to do your chores and errands and get your stuff done, right? You need to find space for all of these things in your daily life. definitely daily life. And it doesn't mean you have to run 10 miles every day. Doesn't mean you have to do an hour of meditation every day. I hear the resistance. Do you hear it? It doesn't mean that chores and errands go at the bottom of the list every time. But, you know, if you're not getting your nutrition and water, who cares if your house is clean? I mean, seriously, like, take care of you for sure. And the rest of it, work and responsibilities, chores and errands, kind of, you know, they find their spot in there and are easier to take care of when you're feeling great. So then we need to create your schedule. So when you think about it, what seems to be out of whack with your life? Is there some aspect where it's just like, oh, it's so draining, or oh, it's so stressful, or oh, I just can't figure it out, or I'm always tired, or I never seem to have healthy snacks around? What's not happening? And sometimes you have to take a really good look. If you're not feeling like this gal here in her little beach thing, if that's not your everyday kind of baseline where you're feeling like, yep, it's all good, doesn't mean you sit on your beach chair all day, but you can approach your life as though there's that level of relaxation happening for you. If that's not going on, you got stuff out of whack. Okay. If you're rushing, if you're forgetful, if you're overbooked, overscheduled, overwhelmed, something's not working for you. Here we go. Stuff like this. You're always feeling stressed and pressured. You procrastinate stuff. Stuff always feels like a hassle. It sucks. I don't want to do it. You're always like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm running like, there's always 10 things that you're trying to squeeze in and you can't get it done. Or else on the other hand of it, when, you know, maybe it's a Sunday or something and you're just like, oh, I can't believe this is my life. This is all there is. Or if you're just totally like scattered and disorganized, you're definitely missing out on life. All of those things will rob you of your joy, of your happiness, of your best self, for sure. So we have to come up with strategies to not be those things. All right. How are we going to do that? All right. This is one of my favorite exercises. And believe me, the more you work it, the more it starts happening for you. What is your ideal day? What does that look like? And now forget about what I said earlier about work and responsibilities and other people and other agendas. If you had no job and no responsibilities and nothing on your to-do list and you could create the day that you want, what would it be? What would you do? How would you feel? How would you use your time? Spend like 5, maybe 10 minutes just writing stuff out. It doesn't matter if it's unrealistic. It doesn't matter if it's never going to happen. You don't know that though. What is your ideal day? Most of my clients, when I ask them this, they say stuff like, I would sleep in, and then I would still get up to exercise. And then I would have a nice breakfast. And then I would read. And then I would go with a friend. And then I would go to lunch. And then we go shopping, you know, and then we get manicures. And then. It doesn't matter if it's too much to fit into 24 hours or 12 hours. That's okay. Just put it all out there. Figure out what it is that might really make you happy. So, for instance, in the morning, no matter what your, you know, if no one's living that dream that I just talked about, right, where you have nothing on the books for the day. But for the most part, I think everyone works well with, in the morning, get to something productive. Appointments, meetings, creative projects, routine tasks, get your work done. In the afternoon, even if it's just for 20 minutes or a quick after work coffee or something. Socializing, recreating, going out for a walk, going to a class, talking to your friends. Afternoons should have an element of play. Now, does that mean that you can play all afternoon? No, I'm sure you have to get work done as well. But if you're really organized about stuff, you can still squeeze in a cup of coffee with your best friend every once in a while. You can still make time and dedicate yourself to something other than work. Because I know you'll want to. I know it. So get your work done, be real productive in the morning, and then maybe Friday afternoon you leave early. Maybe you do something with your kid after school real quick. It doesn't have to be huge. Just find little spots, little pockets for it. And then in the evening, this is where we kind of just go into super ultra vacation mode, right? Sleep, self-care, and as tech-free as possible. And when I say that, I mean like tech-free meaning work things. And keep your tech, if it's social media that you're doing in the evening or reading on a device or something, keep it minimal and keep it well ahead of when you need to start shutting down to go to sleep. Self-care in the evening, oh my goodness. Wouldn't everyone love to take a bubble bath every night? Well, you can. It only takes 20 minutes. I mean, seriously. And when you get into a routine of it, you don't have to figure out how to get any of this into your life anymore. You'll just be like able to switch over to it really easily. Whereas if you don't get into a routine, you always feel like you're starting over with it. You always feel like it's new, or you don't know how to work it, or you don't know how to get it figured out for yourself and work it into your schedule. I love breaking up my day like this. And I get even more specific than this with my clients about their body clock and what goes on, down to like, what your organs do and stuff at night and during the day and what's active when. And that's how you structure your day. It's very close to this, just I get a little bit more specific. So mornings, sensible, consistent, and nourishing. Grab a breakfast thing and stick with it for a couple of weeks. Like just do it. Don't, I get bored of the same thing. No, you don't. Just drink your smoothie every morning. Just get over it. Do the hardest thing first. Like that's called eating the frog. If you eat a frog first thing in the morning, the rest of your day is a piece of cake. Do the hard thing first. Get it off. And that might mean that you have to block out some real time out of your meeting calendar or shut your office door and turn your phone to do not disturb and get the hard thing done. You need focus for that. They should be consistent. So in the morning, your self-care routine should be very consistent. It doesn't have to be complicated or big or long. It should just be consistent. Do it every day. Pick 3 things and do them every day. And meditation doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't have to be chanting or anything if you aren't comfortable. It just means I'm going to get still for a couple minutes with myself. And it's lovely. I also work with my clients a lot on meditation. So contact me if you have questions about that. I hear resistance. Whenever I say meditation, everybody's like, oh. And then mornings should be nourishing. Eat smart foods and exercise. And the exercise doesn't have to be a big deal. 10, 15 minutes, you can get a lot of body strength moves happening in 15 minutes. And a smoothie, you make 3 or 4 and you're out the door. It's not a big deal. Get up early, drink warm water with lemon, take a warm shower, finish with cold water, just for a minute, just get your head in there and just do some movement. So if that's like, doing like burpees or a strength routine or something, if that's a yoga sequence, sun salutations, stretching, anything. do some breath work, and set your intention for the day. So really calm, easy breathing during your 1 or 2 minutes of meditation, and then set your intention for the day. And make sure you get some fat and protein for breakfast. And then in the afternoons, they should be convenient, diverse, and small. So in the afternoon, do easy tasks or run errands or something that doesn't require a whole lot, because if you've already used up your decision making, you got to do easy stuff in the afternoon. It just makes sense. Don't save the hard part for 4 o'clock. Make it diverse. Maybe you can go work in a coffee shop. You just need to take a walk around the block or something, just like, or work in the conference room or something. Just like get a change of scenery happening so that you're not feeling trapped. And small, have a short nap. Like I'm talking like 10-minute power nap, even if it's just resting your eyes. There's tons of info out there on power naps, and I think anyone can train themselves to have a 10-minute rest period about 3:15. How does that sound? And then have a cookie and a cup of tea, or a healthier snack than a cookie. A handful of nuts and dried fruit and a cup of tea. Great. Convenient, diverse, and small. So do your easy tasks, go for a walk, finish your tasks and clean up for the day so that tomorrow you can rock it. There's no sense in like at 4 o'clock being like really tired and not thinking right and then trying to get more work done. Set yourself up to be super productive the next morning, and you'll use your brain power when it's at its peak. And when you're tired in the afternoon, just do some easy stuff. And then socialize. Go talk to a coworker or call someone, something. Our spirits want to be social a little bit in the afternoon. And then evenings, tantalizing, rare, and satisfying. So this doesn't have to be all the time. Evenings can be kind of mundane. In fact, I highly encourage everyone to have just an easy evening every week. But then on a different evening, plan something. Do something new. And also end your evening feeling like you've taken care of yourself. So whether that's meaning you have to set yourself up for work tomorrow and get your bag ready and get your clothes ready and stuff. If that means you have to take a bubble bath and like listen to some soft music and just have some me time. If that means that you have to prep some smoothies for tomorrow so you're ready to go, complete your needs for the day. Feel like you're done. Some journaling or something where it's like, okay, the day is finished and I feel good. A simple, healthy meal, no big meals in the evenings. It's just not, it doesn't make you feel as good as you think it is to binge on carbs in the evenings. So simple, healthy, think soup, salad. Spend time with your family. Absolutely. Other things can wait, especially emails and things in the evening. Work on a hobby. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, especially if it's a hobby that you can kind of pick up and put down. Like that's why I think a lot of women like to do knitting or needlework or other kinds of small crafty projects that are like easy and convenient, but it helps you to kind of just take your mind off things and focus and just create some space in your life and create some beauty in your life. It doesn't have to be a big deal. Do something fun. Play a game or go for a drive or watch a movie, something. Tidy up and prep and then shut it down early. I think last night my husband and I went to bed at like 9:30 at night. I was like, bedtime, and that's that. Stress relief and rest. So I think we've kind of talked on this a little bit. Oh yeah, don't try to squish it all in on the weekend. And learn to say no to things that distract or overwhelm you. I know that nobody wants to say no to things. Oh, but you always do that for me. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it so much. And you're like, yeah. Learn to say no to things that don't fit in. And Adele has said this, and I'm pretty sure that Gwyneth Paltrow can be quoted saying this too. You get what you put in. Definitely. But again, I've been saying this the whole time. It doesn't have to be a huge deal. Small, consistent efforts and a little bit of, give yourself a little bit of time and a little bit of care can go a really long way, for sure. I see it happening with my clients. And I know that you showed up today because you've tried a couple things here or there, or you've tried to start over with a workout routine or something, but you feel stuck and you want it to be easy. Shouldn't drinking smoothies or exercising or being happy be easy? You can live your life without all that stress. I can show you how. Because it's time for you to eliminate your bad habits and really enjoy living a healthy lifestyle. Once you start seeing results, you're like, oh my God, I love this. I love this. I love me. Yeah. It's time for you to stop wasting time and become the best version of yourself so far. So you can do it the hard way. You can keep scrambling, or you can try one thing here and one thing there, or you can do it the easy way. Because I've been there. I've been overwhelmed. I've been, how do I keep up this schedule? I've been, why am I feeling like I never get anywhere with things? I've definitely employed all of these practices for myself. They've worked for me and they've worked for so many of my students. I can't even hardly count anymore. And every time I see one of my Gold Star students, I'm just like, yes, another powerful woman out there in the world. So, do you want to know how to get your sleep in order, your stress relief practices squared away, while losing weight and getting more energy in the process? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, what if? What if dealing with your lifestyle felt as easy as losing weight while you sleep? I'm not talking crazy here. I'm talking sleep yourself skinny. Learn how to reset your body to lose weight and get the best rest of your life. I mean, it's win-win all around. I have researched the best strategies. So we've got let's see, what do we get? A mind-body approach that will help you create a bedtime routine to reduce stress, boost energy, and lose weight. It's in the science, people. So here's what you get. How to schedule your day to have a great night's sleep. How to choose foods that are going to help you sleep well. How to increase your energy and productivity better than caffeine or energy drinks. Ugh. I do drink a little bit of coffee, but you definitely feel the side effects, and I don't need coffee. How to build an ultra effective bedtime routine and take back your me time so you actually feel like you got something out of your day too. I'm going to show you where the nutritional deficiencies are in your diet and little potions to fall asleep and stay asleep. Tried and true, meaning old wives' tales. I guess I'm an old wife now, huh? I'm almost married 12 years. I suppose that's an old wife. How to set up your bedroom to promote deep, restful sleep, even if you're a night owl. I used to be a night owl. Oh my goodness. I would just stay up until my eyes bled, thinking I was having a good time and wondering why I could never, ever, ever get up before 8 a.m. And when you do that, you really wreak havoc on your body systems that run on a different clock than the night owl clock. I'm also going to give you the 3-step Sweet Dreams checklist, my Sleep Like a Rock workout protocol, my Sleeping Beauty menu. I'm going to show you the biggest mistakes to avoid, the 5 dieters' biggest mistakes, and I'm also going to give you my 4-minute deep sleep hack. All that is in the the Sleep Yourself Skinny. And what's in it for you? What do you need to put down for this? Not much. 50%. I wasn't doing math correctly there. That's like save 90%. Save 80%. My special offer, $7. $7. And let me just get this link here for you. Here we go, right here. Click right there and get your Sleep Yourself Skinny book for $7. This is an awesome online resource, and really it's the easiest, best place to start because you kind of have to sleep and you kind of have to eat. And I make those two activities complement each other rather than work against each other. Right on. All right. So that's what I've got. If you have questions about any of the materials today, please contact me, VickiWhipking.com. I would love to know how to serve you better in the future. And we'll see you next week, where I'm going to be talking about health and the law of attraction. Thanks for joining me. Have a great Wednesday.